What is up, guys? It's Big Blue again, and I have another RU battle today, and it happens to be my first competitive RU battle narration. And today it's against Sir Wooper on the. I actually had this battle on the Pokemon Showdown. Um, well, it's a new simulator that's free and it's online, but I don't personally like it. It kind of sucks balls because the people in there are really bad, and I just don't like it. Their laddering system is a lot different than the Pokemon Online one, and it's really not that good because you can get to the top of the ladder by winning 8 battles with 0 losses, which should not be the case. It should be like you win 50 and lose like 5. That should be how it should be. But that's not how it is. But here, let's just start the battle. Alright, so here's a team preview. That's my team, that's his team. I'm using Nidoqueen, Slowking, Tangrowth, Entei, Drapion, and Galvantula. He is using Steelix, Dusknoir, Swallow, Feraligatr, Manectric, and Sigilyph. So my team, I have the very good bluffing lead, which is the Nidoqueen. It looks like my Stealth Rock's user, but this team actually has no Stealth Rock users and no Rapid Spinners. And it's really effective as a lead because everyone thinks it's going to use Stealth Rocks when it's actually just a sub Life Orb set with Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, and Earth Power. And his team, he has this Steelix and the Dusknoir, which tells me Steelix is his physical wall and Dusknoir has his special wall. So for my Nidoqueen to sweep or my Entei to sweep, I need to get rid of those two, which means I'm going to have to keep around my Drapion, which checks both his Dusknoir and his Sigilyph, barring Sigilyph does not carry the very uncommon HP ground, but oh well. And then I have got my usual core of Slowking and Tangrowth because they both have great defenses and they both check each other's weaknesses equally, which is great. And then I've got Galvantula there as a Scarfer, and it's the timid one, not as modest one, because I need it to outspeed things such as Excelgor and timid Manectric. And look, he has Manectric, so it's good my one's timid, not modest. And now looking at his team, he's got the Steelix, which is going to set up the rocks, and then he's got the Swallow, which is obviously just his gut set, because Swallow's just so damn fast, you don't need anything other than the gut set. His Feraligatr must be his setup sweeper because it's the only thing that has a setup move there other than his Steelix, which can learn Curse. And his Manectric is obviously Scarf because the rest of the team is slow other than his Swallow. But Swallow is outspeed by any Scarfer anyway, so he's going to need Manectric that's Scarf. But my Galvantula is faster, so it doesn't even matter because I can two-shot that with Bug Buzz. And then his Sigilyph is all really... it's not obvious, but it happens to be the Life Orb set, but I kind of predicted it was because the rest of his team... it needs the support of the Psychic Stab and the Air Slash to take down things such as actually no, he doesn't need that. But it happens to be the Life Orb set, but he could have gone with defensive, but oh well. And my team also, I have the Entei, which is banded, which is just a regular banded Entei with Flare Blitz, Extreme Speed, Stone Edge, and HP Grass. HP Grass is to hit things like Kabutops and Rhydon that might want to switch into a Flare Blitz, and they'll die in 2 hits from HP Grass, which is great. And my Tangrowth is actually kind of a weird set. It's Power Whip, which is fine, and then I've got Sleep Powder and Toxic because I want to Toxic things, and then if he's going to switch out to something that is immune to Toxic, and I can also Sleep Powder that, which is great. And also I have Synthesis, which actually works out in this battle and helps me to win this game. Well, helps me to do a lot better in this game, I should say. And now let's get to the battle. Alright, so he leads with Steelix, and I lead with Galvantula. Knowing that he's going to set up the rocks because I have the Galvantula and the Entei, I just go for the Energy Ball to break his sturdy to make sure that my Entei can kill it in 1 hit. And then I'm just going to switch it to Tangrowth, knowing that he'll either want to hit me with Jar Ball or Toxic, or switch out into something that can take on the special hits. And he just goes into his Dusknoir, which is great because then I can throw a Toxic on it, and I know that no one on his team has Heal Bell, which means that thing's going to be toxic forever. He goes for Will-O-Wisp and misses, which sucks, but it doesn't have that big of an impact, as you'll see later. I just go for a Power Up here. I don't know why he went to his Steelix, because if I was the special set, which is a lot more common than the Power Up set, it would have done a lot more. And here I go for this Sleep Powder, and it misses. That is a crucial step that screwed me over. But he just Dragon Tails me into my Nidoqueen, which is great here, because I know that he's going to have to switch out. And I go for a substitute, because he thinks I'm going to go for the Earth Power to kill off the Steelix. But I just go for a substitute, knowing now that I can just kill this Sigilyph off with the Thunderbolt, which is great. It actually kills, which is great. And because I am the modest Life Orb set. And now he goes into his Fraligator. He should have set a Sword Stance here, knowing that it was my switch to Tangrowth was just so obvious. He should have gone for a Sword Stance, but oh well. He just goes for an Aqua Jet, and he shows me here that he's Life Orb, which is great. Telling me that he's probably Jolly Life Orb, which is a lot more common than Adamant, because Adamant's just too slow, because Fraligator's already pretty slow, actually. It only has, like, base 85, I think. And now this is just a Stalwart. He sends out his Decimal. He burns me. I just keep on going for Sleep Powders, hoping that he'll switch, because he hasn't realized here that I have the Synthesis, which means I can outstall him. He just keeps on going for Pain Split. I just keep on going for the Power-Ups and Sleep Powders. And here I go for Synthesis, and he gets a Pain Split back, and then I kill him off the Power-Up. And I am left at 25%, which is fine, because when I switch out, I'll get back another 33% back because of Regenerator. I just go into my Drapion knowing that his Dusknoir and his Sigilyph are dead, which is what this Drapion had to deal with. But since they're both dead now, I no longer need this Drapion. And I just sack it, which is fine. He doesn't see what it is. He thought that I was actually an offensive set because my only physical attacker other than this is Entei, which is true, but Entei is just so powerful you only need one physical attacker. So now I go into Entei, and this is a crucial move. If I went for the Flare Blitz here, which I was so close to clicking the Flare Blitz, this game would have been so much easier. I go for the Extreme Speed, though, not wanting to risk my Entei dying to Brayford from his Swallow. So now I'm going to have to switch into my Tangrowth and get his Synthesis up or a Sleep Powder off. But he just goes for Dragon Tail, gets a crit. That crit kind of matters, you'll see later. So now he sends me back into my Entei. And seeing that he sends me back into my Entei, I know I have to go to the Flare Blitz here. I can't bullshit around. And I know it'll do over 50% to anybody that switch in. He sends in his Fraligator, and it does 56%, which is great, knowing that now my Galvantula will be able to kill it, since it's Timid Scarf and it's not Modest Scarf. And he goes for Sword Stamp, which is a very good play, because if I stayed in and gone for another Flare Blitz, that would be one dead for Alligator. So now he goes for an Ice Punch here, and he kills off my Tangrowth, because he got a crit with his Dragon Tail. If he did not get a crit, and that thing was Jolly and not Adamant, I would have been able to survive that Ice Punch, and this Tangrowth wouldn't have had to die, because he just goes for a Rock Slide here and misses. But since he's Life Orb, I know I'm going to win this war anyway. And he goes for a second Rock Slide, and he's a 55%, which is surprising because I have a lot of defense EVs in this, but he flinches me. So now I know I'm going to have to sack this Slowking, because I know I need to keep my Nidoqueen, which I could have also sacked for his Steelix, but oh well. So now I'm going to go with Galvantula, knowing it's my best option. He goes into Swallow, and he doesn't want to take a Thunder. I just go for the Bug Buzz. If he gets a special defense drop here, I know it would kill his Steelix, but I do not, which is unfortunate. But I got a Steelix pretty low considering now, and I go for the Bug Buzz, and unfortunately I only get him down to 16%, which is not bad, but it's not great, because now he's going to switch into his Manectric and sack that, knowing that if he just goes into his Swallow, he can just kill off my Galvantula, which is true. And he goes into the Swallow, and I don't get a crit here. I just do 51%, which is great, because Swallow has piss-ass defense, and he kills me off the facade. And now he is left at 18%, and here he goes for Protect, knowing that he can just see what I'm going to go for. I have to go for the Extreme Speed here and hope for a crit, because if I do not get a crit, his Steelix will outstall me. So now I'm going to go for the Extreme Speed. Unfortunately, first turn I do not get the crit, so I am not able to kill the Steelix this turn. And next turn, I go for another Extreme Speed, and I do not get the crit. That is quite unfortunate since I've done over 10 moves, and I've not got any critical hits. But oh well, that's the game. So now I'm going to go into my Nidoqueen and do a last-ditch effort and go for a Substitute, hoping that maybe he'll be stupid and go for something like, I'm not sure, like Stealth Rocks or something that wouldn't break my Substitute. So now I go for Flamethrower, hoping that maybe he would be stupid and switch into Swallow, thinking that I would only have the Earth Power and the Thunderbolt. But he just goes into Swallow now and kills me off, which sucks, but that's the game. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll have another battle up in a couple days, and this is my first of my competitive RU battles, but I'll have more in the future. Thanks for watching.